This is one of my favorites, obviously, because I'm obsessed with sharing how we can live in more intuitive ways and how we can use our intuition. I haven't quite found my position here yet. How we can use intuition to guide us forwards in our lives. So I'm really happy we're doing this one today. Okay, so maybe we'll just start with the basics. What intuition really is. Intuition is this inner sense and this inner feeling that exists in all of us, whether we connect with it or not, that is sourced from your higher knowing. Like the way that I see it, or the way that I experience it, is that we're all connected to this one life source. That's the best way I can describe it. And that life source is infinitely wise and understanding and knows the universal laws of life and can apply them to you. And we all have access to this pool of wisdom within us. And the way we access it is through the portal of our bodies. Our bodies are always able to tell us in really subtle but clear ways what is right for us and what is not, and which direction to go, and what kind of decisions to make, and when to wait and when to move forward. And so when we connect with our intuition, it gives us the opportunity to connect to that higher wisdom and allow it to guide us. So intuition is generally something that happens through your body, and then the way it can be processed. Hello? The way it can be processed or translated varies from person to person. So some people will get a vision, other people will get a thought in their mind, other people will get a really strong sense or feeling in their body, but it all comes through the body first. So we have to learn to be really, really sensitive to the subtle insights our bodies and the cues our bodies are always giving us. Now, where most of us get stuck is discerning the difference between using or hearing your intuition and hearing just some other voice or whatever else it is, your ego, whatever. And the difference is really, really simple, actually. Your intuition is always going to be very clear, precise, gentle, quiet. It's not manipulative. It's not going to urge you to do anything. It will just give you the information, lay it out for you, and then allow you to do what you want with it. It really wants to leave us with personal choice and freedom, because that's the core of who we are. We're like these loving beings who all have personal choice and freedom, and so our intuition honors that, whereas our ego or our mind or limiting belief and things like that is going to be quite hard and harsh. It's going to be a very dominant feeling or voice. It's going to be quite aggressive. It's going to be quite repetitive. It'll tell the story in different ways from different perspectives, I think is the best way to say it. And it is manipulative. It is wanting you to do something. It is trying to get you to, it doesn't want you to have autonomy and freedom. It wants you to respond to it. And so if something feels really strong and repetitive and aggressive, it's probably not your intuition. Your intuition is very soft and gentle and kind and loving and supportive, and is just going to lay the information out for you. So that's the difference. And then why do we want to use intuition to guide us forward? Because it has a broader spectrum of insight than our minds ever could. Our brains are limited to the experiences we've already had, and so by habit we'll try and replay those experiences over and over and over again. And it's crazy, because usually the past is the past and we're done with it and we want to move forward and experience something new. But our minds only ever know or the only truth that exists for them is the past. So it will try and repeat it because that's the comfort zone. That's what it knows. That's what it understands to be the only truth. Whereas intuition has this enormous broad spectrum, and this is connected to imagination as well, allowing your imagination and your intuition to do a dance together and to move towards that spaciousness and that unknown is how you move forward into a future that isn't a repetition of your past, which in my books is a really good thing. So I want you to think about a situation or a problem that you want guidance on. We're going to answer 3 questions and take 2 minutes to answer each one. So think about a situation or a problem that you want guidance on. And so the first question is, and this is where you want to tune into your body and really listen or feel what comes through. The first question is, how do you really feel about this situation or problem that you want clarity on? How do you really feel about it? Let's begin. 2 minutes. Got about 30 seconds left. For me, the situation that I want clarity on, the way I really feel about it is both excited and scared, because it's so new. It's something so new, and I know that fear and excitement are the same energy, and they have the same vibration in our bodies, and it's just how we choose to understand them that makes a difference. But in this case, I feel both. All right, well done. I hope you got a chance to get it all down. Second question, 2 minutes. What would be the best solution for all involved? Oh, good question. I wrote it, but I forgot, and I'm going to answer it. So 2 minutes. What would be the best solution for all involved? Yep, I learned something just now. Okay, third and last question. How can you get out of your own way to allow this to happen? How can you get out of your own way? Let's begin. For me, I realized that I need to shift a belief that I have around what is and what is not possible for me and for people in general. I think I've at some point made a decision that I need to compromise myself in some way in order to have some of these desires met, and I want to actively change that belief to one that makes it possible for me to have both the things, all the things, both of the things that I'm wanting to call in that the situation is about for me. So how do I get out of my own way? I change my belief system. How do I change my belief system? I literally rewrite the narrative. So I write down what my old belief is, and then I write down what my new belief is going to be, or is, that I'm integrating now. And then I make sure that I integrate through taking actions that support that new belief. So how can I behave in ways that shows I actively believe this new belief is true for me? This is how we do the work. This is how we create transformation and change the experiences we have of ourselves and our lives in a really active way. You've got 30 seconds left. Now time's up, but I just, as I was rewriting that belief, got this bubble of excitement move through me, which shows me that I'm on the right path. And that's, again, my intuition speaking to me like, yes, that's it. And as I was rewriting or writing a new belief and really feeling into it, there's this expansion that happened in my body where I was like, oh, there's a new thing that could happen. And yes, it feels so good. All right, how did that feel? How does it feel to connect to your intuition and receive guidance in this way? If it didn't come naturally, it just takes practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Like everything in life, it's like a muscle. You strengthen it and it becomes easier and easier. The magical bonus question today is, what do I need to know? And this is where you get to ask your intuition what it is that you need to know around the situation or problem that you want clarity on. What do I need to know? And then you just tune in and then write, like free write. Whatever wants to come through, allow it to come through. You'll be surprised what you learn.